Oh man, what is up guys? Welcome back to today's video. We're in the final stretch of finally being done with the suspension. So close to getting this damn car off of jack stands. It has been far too many weeks just sitting in here, and Chandler needs to do an oil change on his ST and he's been pissed because there's no room. Need to clear out the garage, but ignore all that. So, actually what we did in the video before, we got the spring on this side in. It was awful because I had to get a spring compressor and it was just a pain. After that, we got the tie rod end links in. Maybe you can see it. The bronze, whatever color you want to say, back there. So all we have to do for that is once it's off of the jack stands and it's actually compressed, then we're going to tighten the bottom. It's going to be a little bit annoying getting down there, but that's what you got to do because it's shorter than the stock one, and you want to make sure, you know, tightened on correctly and all that. So, on top of that, I was able to finally get the rain tray back on. Not too bad. I got the windshield wiper back on. I'm going to have to figure out, because technically there's something you're supposed to do to like make sure they're lined up. So when I turn on the car for the first time, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But it's on, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, so now all we have to do, I mean, not all we have to do, it's going to take some time, but we got to get the strut for the back on both sides, and then the spring, the new spring on the other side. So it's almost there. I think, I mean, like I say with everything, theoretically, getting these on should be easy. It looks easy in the video, but that's how everything always looks. Yeah, get that. Then I'd like to do both of those first and leave the spring on the other side last, because I know it's going to suck. I just want to do that another time. And then get an alignment, and we're done with suspension, which I'm so happy to be done with, because there's way other cool stuff I'd rather do, like getting, I don't know, that intercooler in that's just been sitting over there, so that I can finally do more than just stage 1 on the ST. And then after that, I mean, we're ready to go racing. I mean, not racing, I need my competition license, but very excited to just be able to get all of this stuff done, because after the intercooler and the suspension and an alignment, I'm pretty ready for going to the track. There's nothing else that I'm really wanting to put on the car right now. I mean, I guess the only other thing is I'm still waiting to get that hole patched. So, waiting for... Oh, shit. Hang on. Alright, anyways, back to what I was saying. We're pretty much ready to go, like, for racing. There's obviously stuff I would like to clean up in here. I mean, there's all the wires and stuff, which I'm very terrified to figure out, but I would like to get that cleaned up. The center console, and if anyone is willing to help me out with this, so I put this back in. I mean, I didn't put it in great, but I just put it in because normally this car has keyless entry, which means the car detects when the key is in the car and it'll just start up. When I stripped everything, I believe it might be a sensor or something that sits up here that is obviously not there anymore, so I cannot do that. The only way I can start the car is having the center console in, and there's a little tray on the bottom that you can put the key in, and the car will start like that. It's like the backup system, like for if the battery and the key were to die, that way you can still start the car. So I've been doing that, which it works, but if anyone knows how I can easily get the keyless entry back, that would be awesome, because I don't know what I pulled. I was an idiot and was kind of just pulling everything, so yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So, not a big deal. Car still starts, but it would be nice to get that figured out. But yeah, I mean, again, suspension, get that done. Get the intercooler, which intercooler, I mean, shouldn't be bad. I've done it with Chandler on his ST, and it's not that difficult. You just have to obviously take the front bumper off. Get an alignment. I've got the seat and all that. I mean, I guess I could take out the steering wheel. I do have the quick release actually from the Lemon, which is there on the street. I took that out just because I would like to put it in here since the lemon is currently not working. We'll be working on that hopefully in a few months to get that back up and running. The only other thing I guess I actually would want to get going, for those of you who don't know how the NASA HPDE event works, that is the way that I'm trying to get my competition license so that I can actually, go racing, not just do track days. HPDE, it's levels 1 through 4. Level 1, you have to have an instructor in the car with you. Once you move up to level 2, then you don't have to have that person in the car anymore. But I do not have a seat because I sold it for money. Yeah, but basically I need to get the seat situation figured out, so I'm gonna have to I'll probably buy just like a cheap Sparko seat or something. It'll be nice too, because that way if I do have any friends who want to ride in the car with me, they can. So I already have a harness, actually, a 4-point harness that I'll put in. I just need to get the seat and all that, so money. Racing is expensive. For those of you watching this who want to get into it, it takes a lot of time and money away from you, but it's fun most of the time. Alright, so at the top there's two 13mm nuts that we were working to get out. I'm surprised at how loose they were. I hope that's not a thing to be concerned about. But I was able to break them pretty easily. Alright, now we're going to get the back one off of here, off of the lower part. Let's see, not 13. No, it's a 15. Alright, I finally got it. Just with an angled extension and impact, but that was quite annoying. It's like slightly just opening back up. One thing I am concerned about, I can push it in as much as I can, and it's a little longer. That's really funny to watch. So getting this lined up I'm a little worried about, but nothing a few YouTube videos and some tears shouldn't fix, right? Alright, I got the top on. I just like loosely put the bolts of the nuts in. Just trying to compress this enough so that I can actually get the other bolt on. I just don't know. Because the issue that I was correct in being concerned about, so that's in. But look right there, it's like longer, so this is really weird. I'm trying to understand what exactly I can do here. I have no idea, so I'm gonna try and mess with this and see if I can somehow get into place, hopefully. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know how I can. I'm almost thinking I should not use these, put the stock one back in, and just do the new springs, because I know the springs are definitely stiffer, so I'm sure that will help. But it's just weird. I guess this is what I get for not buying like typical suspension. I guess this is gonna make my life easier in a sense, but I mean basically this new one is just longer, and then I'm very confused by this. I guess the one thing that I didn't really think about was the fact that the guy Roy that I got this from, he was doing all of this to a Focus SE, or I don't know if it was SE, but one of the lower trim levels below the ST. So that's why the wheels are 17 inches instead of 18. That doesn't really matter. It's cool because he's able to fit 255s on there with a 17 inch. So I mean, I guess it does look like a smaller wheel, so that probably doesn't help with the overall fitment. But the suspension itself supposedly was for an ST, so I'm Very confused by that, especially considering the front suspension is definitely shorter, so it would make sense that the new one for this should be shorter as well. It's weird, but honestly I think what I'm going to do instead is just put back in the stock one, and then I'll just do the new spring for either side and just call it good with that, because the stock suspension isn't bad. It's just, it doesn't make sense to put new suspension in if it's not gonna lower the height. I mean, I guess maybe it's stiffer, but I can't figure out how to get it in. So I've learned from previous mistakes, I'm not gonna keep attempting something if it's just gonna really, really suck and not be worth my time. So gonna put this one back in, and then I hate my luck for the other side. But I mean, honestly, there's not too much to really record for that because it's just the same thing. I'll just come back to you guys when I do it, because you guys already saw the pain I went through last time to get the spring in on this side. So just gonna, you know, try and figure it out, and hopefully we can get her done. Cody has made an appearance. How you doing? Alright. But he's actually been really good while I've been working on the car. So we got, I guess you can't see because the wheel's on now, but we got this side done. It took a lot of hours and it was not fun, obviously, but I was more prepared and knew what I was doing this time around, so I was able to get it done faster than the first time, which is always a good thing. You look so weird. So all we have left now, what I'm gonna do, because we got to get those the bottom of the front end links tightened on, and in order to do that, since it's not really easy, so basically, as I was saying before, the new front end links are shorter than the stock ones. So because of that, you can't screw them in very easily. So we need the car to be compressed. So I'm gonna jack up the front, put ramps down so that way I can get under there, lower the jack, take the jack stands off, so we'll be able to see what it looks like in the rear for the first time, and well, actually we'll be able to see what it looks like all together, just it's going to be on ramps so that I can reach it. And then after that, I mean, we're good to go. So it's been so long getting here, guys. It feels so good. It feels so good. Let's go do this. I was just gonna jack it up, put it on the ramps, but my jack doesn't go high enough. So, change plans. Just gonna hopefully start the car. I actually haven't started it in a while, but start the car and roll it on the ramps, and yeah. Well, guys, we're pretty much done. I mean, the car is dead, and it's been charging up for a while, but it's still just struggling. It's almost there. It's really trying to crank over, so I'm gonna give it some more time. I really wanted to do the first test drive in this video, but this is the real world. I have to go cook dinner. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's been a long process just to get here, and I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. So, what I can go over with you guys, which I think is really interesting, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So, first off, you can tell the front is definitely lower. I am a lot happier with that. Obviously, it's not like the most amazing fitment in the world. I actually would be curious, because these are 17-inch wheels. So, with the stock wheels I have, I would be curious to see what it looks like, how much of a difference it would be there. But, I mean, what is it, like, finger? I mean, that's not too bad. Way better than what I had before. Here's where things get interesting, though. Let's take a look at the back. You guys see anything weird here? Because, yeah, I do. Makes sense why I was having issues with the springs and all that, because obviously it's raised it a lot, actually. When I was texting with Roy, the guy I got the suspension from, he was basically saying that how it works is it's supposed to have a lot of rake, so that it's literally, it looks like a Red Bull F1 car, which is really funny, just with the crazy in the front. forward, but in the back higher up. And I guess the reasoning there is with front wheel drive, it'll help with handling, have more weight shifted forward, I suppose, which, so that, like, in my head that makes sense. And honestly, you know, this car is meant to go on the track, so we want the best track performance possible. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that that really bugs me, because that's just weird. Because it's so high in the rear, and you get to the front, and it's just crazy how much of a difference that is. Like, it's a lot lower, which is cool. But I just, like, that is, maybe it's not as easy to tell on camera, but it's crazy. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm happy to be done. I'm so happy to be done. It's fucking golden hour out here. Yeah, so happy to be done. It's taken such a long time to get here. But honestly, I want to thank you guys so much for being here for this process. It's taken a long time. And these videos have honestly just been a mess because I think I'm going to do a certain amount and then I end up stopping. And, you know, for anyone who actually wants to watch how to install suspension, I mean, these videos it was just all over the place, so I do apologize for that. I'm learning, figuring stuff out. It's been very interesting getting all this figured out, and honestly, I'm just stoked that I did all the suspension on my car by myself. That is a really cool feeling. It was hard, and I messed up a lot, and it was really frustrating a lot of the time, but I did it. And that is something that, if you can take anything from these videos, you know, you can do it. You can do it. Whatever you put your mind to, if you really push, and even if you hate the process, you can do it. It sucks sometimes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, you know, with that, let me know what you guys think of how it came out. I'm happy with it, but it's weird. I don't know. I guess for track purposes, hopefully it actually makes sense. So, I don't know. Curious what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would be so kind as to like the video, to maybe subscribe, that would be pretty cool. We just got 60 subscribers, which it's not a lot, but you know what? All 60 of you out there, thank you. That really means a lot to me. Got a lot of stuff I'm very excited to share soon. A lot of trips I'm going to be doing. A lot of track days. So much that it's a lot. It's overwhelming. It's so much that it's been tough to really focus on one thing. My mind has been all over the place. So thank you for following along. I am so happy to just have you guys on this journey. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. I need to stop talking. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.